where dreams come alive. BWatts on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town.
Leonte Bentley, let me tell you something. Dog, strong, tough, physical, warrior-like mentality, works his butt off every day that ends with a Y. He's gonna come to play, he's gonna come to hunt, he can play special teams, downhill linebacker that's very physical. He will not let you down. And I love his attitude, his determination. BJ Green, we go way back. BJ Green played for me for the Truth, I think when he was 5 and 6 years old and 7 and 8 or something like that. Then he moved to Atlanta and played for our Truth teams there. I've been knowing this family and this young man for quite some time. He's a dog. He was a dog for day one. We used to call him shoes untied. Never tied his shoes, but he didn't care because he was on a mission to seek and destroy. Tremendous athlete, tremendous amount of intelligence, has a motor, and this guy can play the game. Jimmy Horn Jr. God, I love this young man to life. I feel like he's one of my own kids, man. Fast, quick. After his second step, he's at full speed, can catch, can get vertical, ain't scared of that smoke, ain't scared of that fire. He could block, he could give it to you on special teams, complete package, and he can route you up. You would be a fool not to call his name during the draft.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, watching Sports Talk with BWatts on a Sunday night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If y'all don't mind, as you come in, to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have subscribed. Got a good show for you tonight. Got a good panel tonight. Got Coach Dre and Uncle Steve once again. I'm telling you, I'm just going to sit back and listen at the commentary they're going to give us tonight because they one of the best. I'm telling you right now, they one of the best. Yeah, and I'm blessed. Yeah, I said it. I'm one of the best. Coach Prime, yeah, we one of the best. One of the best. Yep. And guess what? Yeah, the leadoff hitter not showed up. BWatts, what you talking about a leadoff hitter? Yeah, JR Boxer. Come and take care of the boys. You know, in a baseball game, when you got a leadoff hitter, Uncle Steve and Coach Dre, you don't know what that leadoff hitter gonna do. Right? But check this out. Reason why I say JR the leadoff hitter, he always gonna go first. You don't know if he's gonna get a base hit. He could get a double. He could take a walk. 2 weeks ago, he was the leadoff hitter on Tuesday night with me and Uncle Steve. He got on base. The next doggone pitch, before the pitch, he got picked off. Steve just went crazy. He got caught trying to steal. So when you look at a leadoff hitter get you inside the park home run. They'll get you a stolen base. Every now and Coach Dre, when the game on the line, yeah, strike out just in 1 and 2, 3. So we got the leadoff hitter tonight, and I'm gonna bring him up first, and we appreciate it. He just don't know how much I appreciate it. You my dog.
What an intro. What's up, BWatts? What's going on?
Yeah, I just tell you know BWatts, man. BWatts just tell the truth. He ain't been hold back. I don't owe no taxes. I don't owe nothing. I just tell it like it is. I don't owe nobody. I ain't looking for that. Steve, you know when we playing the New York Yankees, that bad boy, you were batting 4. You were clean up that night. Your son came to the dugout and said, Dad, you gonna get a chance to hit. Yeah, we depending on what JR do. JR got up there and took that walk. Your son came down to the dugout. Yeah, dapping you. Dad, we finna see you hit. We finna see you hit. Remember, you get 3 outs in the end. But check this out. Coach Dre up bad second. Hey, Roger Craig looked at JR. JR, that's sneaking out, and throw that ball into the first base. That umpire said, "Ooh, you out." Steve took off his helmet and just throwed it down. Coach Dre said, "God."
One day I'll make it to the cleanup man. One day I'll be the cleanup man. But I'm on the stage with prestigious men, so I gotta wait my turn. I just gotta wait my turn.
I gotta be the cleanup man because I don't know what's gonna come out your mouth, so I gotta clean it up. You know, that's the reason why I let you go first. Coach Ray gonna clean it up off first base. Steve gonna come on and clean it up the triple, and then I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna say, Coach Ryan, he didn't mean to say that. I straighten it out for him. Long Pat Sherman don't come up, Steve be all right. So we might have to put,
that's the first person I'm bringing up there.
Yeah. See, Coach Ray, all right. Yeah, all of them in the Hall of Fame when it comes to Coach Ray. All of them in the Hall of Fame. Hey, that's why I like my team. I got a single, I got a double, I got a triple, and hell, all of them in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to heaven. You want to see Coach Ray? You know everybody going to come to Coach Ray. Well, you can't do no wrong. What's up, fellas? How y'all day was, man? I had a good day.
Good, man. Blessed. Highly favored for sure.
Been a good day. Been a good week. Been a busy week, but
you been busy?
It's been a real busy week. We about 20 days away from spring practice, and Florida had a practice. We took a couple of the boys out to Florida practice, got to see a couple of our former players play. So it's just been a busy week. Coaches coming back and forth into the school, so it's been a busy week. Gonna be a busy next month or two for me. So I'm just blessed to be in the position.
That's all right, man. Shoot, we got a tornado warning down here in Georgia. So if I go out again, it's on y'all. Got it. And they got me by a window.
Oh, Lord.
They told me get by a window. I said, okay. All right, here we go, man. Let's get this thing started, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all long, but I got a tornado warning on in Georgia. But I want to talk about, I know I haven't talked to y'all about Colorado Pro Day Showcase. We ain't hard to find. Showcase by Coach Prime. Before we get into the topic, just give me y'all overall opinion of how everything went without talking about any players or anything like that. But just about the event that Coach Prime put together, JR.
Look, slam dunk event. That showcase, let me give a special shout out to Miss Ty. Miss Ty, the event coordinator. She did a hell of a job. Sorry to use that type of language, BWatts, but she did a hell of a job, BWatts. So shout out to Miss Ty, an amazing event coordinator for Colorado. And I got to see different parts and bits of it through just looking at social media platforms. It looked amazing. And to host that many NFL teams and that many people in that space, she did an amazing job. So salute to Miss Ty.
What you think, Coach Dre?
I mean, he said he hit it on the head. When you have a team like Coach Prime put together, and like you say, we can't call it a pro day. He had a showcase, a great event, another first, and you will see people copy it now. You will see that's what, when you have a plethora of players like that, you're gonna see other guys copy it. You already see a lot of copycat going on. Guess we'll talk about that later, but it was just a great event. It was just a great event. Like Uncle Neil and them say, it looked like you was, like you went to a party. You get what I'm saying? And so you got to give your hats off to Mama T, her whole staff, and that whole recruiting staff, because that's who really, besides Mama T and her staff, the recruit staff is the other people who really helped put this thing together. So yeah, you got to tip your hats off to CU and setting the standards for pro days or showcases, whichever one you want to call it.
It reminds me of, as a wrestling fan, it reminds me of WrestleMania. And that's the biggest sports event when you're looking at entertainment. That's one of the biggest sporting events. And what they did was this one here. They just showed you Colorado is now officially on the map. When you can bring NFL teams to your house, and not only bring NFL teams, but I'm telling you, did y'all look at the meticulous on how meticulous they was. When you looked at each section, when you looked on the advertisement aspect, when you look on how they placed the pregame show right beside ESPN. See, y'all looking at the big stuff, the lights. Coach Prime them, they're brilliant. You got the pregame network, the pregame show beside ESPN and the NFL network. Let me say again, this is $100 million industry, $1 billion really industry that's got someone that starting out on YouTube. And that's where they're starting, but that's not what they're going to end. They are going to be, you're side by side. So when you look at the big picture, the college, it's bright. And what you can say is this one here. It was led by the best. And like Coach Dre, it will be followed by the rest. That's all you have to say. They're going to copy it. And they're going to steal what he's done. And they're going to take it. And what you're going to hear, boy, did you see the way Bill Belichick ran his pro day? It was so meticulous. It was attention to detail. It was stupendous. It was tremendous. It was a blendous. You just get out and watch it. They did it all. They did it all and changed draws. But with that being said, Coach Prime did his thing. Yes, I said change draws because after this show's over, JR, you will be changing your draws after this show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. JR Boxing, because we gonna get you tonight. Tonight is your night, and we gonna do it for you. Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah, I told you, Steve wasn't clean up yet. I gotta go behind and clean him up. Yeah, I tell you what. No, Steve good, y'all good, man. But yeah, it's people finna copy that, y'all. You know, Bill Belichick already got Lil Wayne out there. Who brought Lil Wayne in first? They're trying to tell you that what finna happen. But yeah, I like everything that Miss Ty did. She had a VIP section. I don't know if y'all saw that. Well, she put a VIP section out there and everything. Yeah, that was first class, man. And the guys, they didn't disappoint. They just didn't disappoint. Now, one guy, I'm gonna start one at a time. We talking about just the wide receivers. I know we'll get a little more time. We'll talk about some other players. Now, some wide receivers, JR, help they draft stock. NFL draft stock in this NFL showcase. When I look at, like I said, I did a show 2 days before the draft. The person that was gonna steal this show, it was gonna be Jimmy Horn Jr. When he ran that 40, I thought it was a 4.52. But Bucky hit me up in Instagram. And I heard Coach Draynham in the chat also say, no, he got a 4.3 on record. And what sold it to me was yesterday when I was reading my DM from some guys over there on X. And it was one of them was there. They said a lot of scouts was talking about Jimmy Horn Jr. So when you look at his performance, overall performance, long jump, he did that. The high jump, I know they call it something else. And what he did back on Pro Day, that gallop. Jimmy Horn Jr. could be a 5th round draft pick. That's why I got him on my board after right now.
Absolutely, BWatts. Look, you'll hear the term a lot tonight that these young men went out there and made themselves some money. Jimmy is a guy that he made himself some money. He understood what he needed to do. Look, he went to the NFL Combine. He put out some numbers. All right, look, I got a little work I got to do. But when I come back to my showcase here at CU, I'm going to show you what I can do. So he improved on his 40. He improved on his broad jump. He improved on his vertical. He improved in every aspect that he could possibly do as an individual. And then even on the team throws with Shador out there running routes, he laid his body out there to catch a pass. So he showed the NFL scouts that I'm a dynamic athlete and I'm somebody that you should probably draft. So I agree with you, BWatts. J5 put himself in a position to make himself some money by being a drafted player. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
Well, I'll always take it to JR. If you're going to throw it, I'm going to receive it now, if you're going to throw it to me. But let me go and take it to you this way, because I got the man coming behind me now. I got the coach. I got coach. I got coach coming behind me. Coach going to whoop some of y'all like UConn would Staley tonight. It's going to be a beatdown now. It might be a beatdown. Sometimes y'all just got to say the better team was the better team, and we'll keep it moving. But let's get to J5. When it comes to J5, let's say this one here. What's the purpose of playing games if all people worried about is a 40? You got tape on this man. And you got tape on this man doing deuce signs running down the field and can't nobody catch him. So why am I worried about a 40 when you can't catch him on the field? Because to me, last time I checked, you gotta stop him on the field, not on the 40. And the beauty about the 40 is this one here. I truly believe, now this is me, they know that the young man ran a 4.3 something. But in order to get Jimmy where you want to get Jimmy at, you better say you got a 4.4. Because when you go and you put up there, he got that 4.3 something, you know what happens then? Other teams jump up there. Oh, let me look at old Jimmy a little closer now, because, we can't let that kind of speed go out. We need that speed because you got very few people in the NFL running 4.3s. Now, they running 4.4s, but they ain't running 4.3s. You got very few. And they will jump up in the draft to get players that's running 4.3s. So I truly believe those people ain't stupid. I'm not giving Jimmy all this here time, because if they wanted to do it right, Coach Dre, check me out. We got something called that computer. And that computer does it when they hit that line, just like they do track and field now. When they hit that line, that's it. So why aren't they using that in the NFL? You got all the technology in the world. You can have the start and everything. You can have it where this is the time. They're not going to do that because those owners want to have control, and those general managers of that clock. We want that clock because that clock can determine where you can be going. You can get drafted a little higher if that clock say 4.3, and it's going to go down if we're saying 4.4. But I'll leave it at this, and I'm going to kick it to Coach Dre. Why do y'all up? This is what they laugh. They'll get in the podcast and the chat, and they will go in there and they'll critique what we saying. But you got general managers who get paid millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to evaluate talent. Why do I have to check a 40 and I got tapes of every game you played, and I have the ability to go to your game to evaluate you in person? So who's smarter? The people who get down and just look at the TV, or the people who sit there and come out they subject matter experts? That's just me. I'm throwing it to you, Coach Dre.
I'm just proud of him. He went out and did what he was supposed to do. I wasn't expecting anything less. We were back in Colorado. He was way more comfortable. The lights weren't too bright. Like I say, sometimes, and you heard people say it, sometimes when you get to that combine, you just tense up. You tense up. You get nervous. I think he was way more relaxed. And then when you got Deion Sanders standing there on the 40 line with you, saying your daddy here with you, we got this. We can make this happen. I think that made him feel way more relaxed. We did what we were supposed to do. It's just up to the teams now. We know what we can do in the special teams game and at the receiver spot. So now it's just up to the teams. I believe what Uncle Steve said is correct. People trying to sell him short on the 40 because they don't want other key teams to start doing a deep dive. The Steelers are already upset because everybody knows that they talked with him and told him certain things. So sometimes with a guy like Jimmy, you try to keep that to yourself because you don't want kids to know it. But I didn't understand why we didn't have the little laser thing set up at the pro day, because I like everybody doing the thing with they stopwatches. Like you say, you got different times, and different scouts gonna go with what they got. But when you got a bunch of scouts, it was 4 of them that said he was in the 4.3 range, anywhere from the 4.35 up to the 4.39. So and then the 4 flat. So I was good with all of that. Now it's I'm really, to be honest with y'all, I'm ready for this to be over with.
Yeah.
I'm ready for draft weekend to be over with, so these boys can get back to work. Because it's just at this point in time, the amount of hate that's going on these young men, it's just getting overboard. So I'm just, for me and for them, I'm just ready for this to be over with. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, be what. I'm just ready for it to be over with. Because again, I've been
Yeah.
through this. I know how this feels. It's nerve wracking, guys. I promise y'all. Sitting there with, and like I say, I know what it feels like to say, hey, if this don't happen, you could be here, and you just sitting there in a room like, hey man, we hope this happens. So at this point in time, bro, I'm just ready for it to be over. I'm just ready for it to be over.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing to my friends. I said, man, I was telling her, I said, man, I'm ready to be over, man, because you never know. I never been a player at that kind of level, and you really hedging your bet on the party, on the pro day to kill something to talk down JR, so you can be drafted because that's what they want. They want to hear their name called. Uh, that's what they went to college for. That's what they was doing, man. And you never know what they going through, what they thinking about. If this don't work, if that don't work, what if I don't hear my name called? Stuff like that. So, and you're looking at the situation at Jimmy with his dad, you can't help but root for him because you got to look at him, man. What if he don't get drafted? What if he don't get picked up? You know, uh, it's rough out there, bro, for a young man, African American male, to make it. If you don't make it to a league to get one of them good checks, you got to go to get you a job. So that's why I'm looking at. That's why I want him to make it personal. But I'm sure Coach Prime, them looking out for the best of it. So, what team would you like to see Jim at? Good fit, Jr.
Uh, man, I would like to see Jimmy. Like I said, I could see Jimmy being a player for the Los Angeles Rams. I could see Jimmy playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I could see J5 playing for my own Houston Texans. There's a guy in our organization by the name of Tank Dell. Very, very, very similar in height, very, very similar in weight. And Tank Dell is going to be out for probably a majority of the year after suffering a catastrophic leg injury. So I can see Jimmy Horn being a player in several of these organizations. But if I were to pick one, I would see him in that Steelers uniform. That's the uniform that I could see him playing in.
Hey, I like what Warren said. Denver would not be a bad pick, but for me, I want him with certain kind of quarterbacks. Hear what I'm saying here. I want to see him with a Josh Allen. I want to see him with somebody who can sling it. I
Yes,
want to see
Steve.
him with Josh. See, I think a little different. I think a
I'm with
little
you.
different on things because
I'm with you.
If Jimmy want to go where he wants to go, he needs that LA Ram. I love the LA Rams pick also because Stafford he can straight out pass that ball. I'm telling you something right now. Mahomes ain't a bad place for him in KC. And people like, well, I'm saying this because you don't need Jimmy with a quarterback who's just average because it hurts him. You need Jimmy with somebody who they're worried about the quarterback and worried about their number one, and Jimmy can be Jimmy. Jimmy won't have the stress of being the number one. He'll be the number three, number four, and he could just take over games where you're like, God, who is this kid right here? No stress. All he is you see him in the end zone. So for me, and I'll tell you another team I wouldn't mind him being on, the Detroit Lions, because the way they run the football, they'll do that play action and Jimmy over that middle and Jimmy running them crossing routes. Man, that's trouble. I would prefer Jimmy to go to a quarterback that can spin the ball. It'll be better for him. So that's just me. Kicking it to you, Coach Dre.
Uh, Again, I just want to hear his name called. That's that's going to be satisfying to me. I think the guys that were there, like a Sean Payton, that's why I can see the Denver Broncos, because again, with the situation that's going on and Pops being in Denver, in Colorado right now, that would be a keen position for Jimmy and make him feel comfortable. He'll be close to Dion. He'll be close to Coach Prime. I think that would be prime. But also, you also have to look at wherever two is drafted at. And once we get to the third and fourth round, and by the time Shedeur done got to the facility that next day, because the third and fourth round will be the next day after that night. So that Friday, and he's in that war room, and the offensive coordinator or the offensive coach, hey man, what you think? A guy like Shedeur sits down and say, hey, I know the film, I know he was hurt, but when he was healthy, he probably was my best guy. And if I wanted somebody, I would see speaking up and saying, hey, I would take Jimmy Horn. So I would look wherever two is. And quiet is kept. Y'all talking about the Steelers. Quiet is kept. I think that if Shedeur Sanders doesn't get picked by the second or third pick, that the Steelers going to jump up and try to draft Shedeur Sanders. And then you understand that Jimmy Horn should probably be a Steeler. I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you that the Steelers being real quiet for a reason. They being real quiet for a reason. So, but I just want to hear the name called. So wherever he goes, I'm gonna be a big fan. They're gonna be one of my best teams. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Coming from Florida, I don't want him to come home. I don't want him to go to the Bucs. I don't want him to come to Miami, and I don't want him to come to Jackson. If he comes to Jacksonville, I feel a lot better because I'm closer and I can get to him. But I don't want him to come home. I want him to go somewhere. I don't want him to come to Florida. I'm just being honest.
All right. Like I say, I just believe he's going no later than the fifth round. I think he the one that you got to realize how I looked at it. I think I heard somebody else say it was 32 teams that are representing, right? They already know Shedeur and Travis gonna be gone no later than the 10th pick. So what the rest of them teams come there for? They looking at the rest of the players that were there perform. And mostly gonna be the wide receivers. So when you move to the next person that I want to talk about, that is Will Shepard, right? They got 2 years of tape on Will Shepard when he was at Vanderbilt, especially. I'm sure they don't told him about that game against Florida. He beat them by themselves when he was in the SEC, and his height. Yeah, I know that he did, Coach Dre. I'm sorry, but he did, Coach Dre. He beat him by himself with no quarterback.
I was there. I happened to be there that game on the sideline. I was there. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous. That's why he put his name. That's how he put himself. I was there, bro. It was ridiculous. He single-handedly.
That's when I noticed him. That game.
By himself.
Yep. And when you look at that performance, and then he decided to come to play with Shedeur, even though he knew Travis, Leonte, and Jimmy there. And then the way he performed during the season, the bowl game, and then also look at what he brought to the table this past week at the Pro Day showcase. His measurement, as JR said, ain't too many ain't too many wide receivers in that draft that tall, man. And then when he went in there and jumped over that thing and touched the top of that, oh man, that sold me there. I said, okay, Will Shepard. So what's your expectation of Will Shepard? I think he drove his draft stocks up.
Again,
Sean Payton was sitting there waiting on him.
Absolutely. To me, Will Shepard was the player from the wide receiver group that had the most to gain and lose, but he definitely gained in that aspect. We talking about a guy 6'3", 200 plus pounds, a 40.5-inch vertical. He turned his Big 12 Pro Day 40, I believe he ran a 4.59 or something like that. He gets to the Colorado Showcase 4.52. That's what I'm talking about when I say he took advantage and he earned himself some money. Because the numbers he put up at that Big 12 Pro Day, them not draftable numbers. Measurables, you got it. That's God-given ability. You tall, you weigh this much, but them numbers at the Big 12 Pro Day. But at that showcase, CU Showcase, those are the type of numbers that you need to get yourself draftable. And he did just that. He understood the assignment. And Coach Prime say take advantage of the moments. That moment wasn't too big for Will Shepard, and he took advantage of his moment. So for him, hey, I salute to you, Will Shepard, because I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical. But I gotta salute you when it's due, man. So he took advantage of his moment for sure. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
Well, I'll say with Will is this one here. Will has something that other players don't have. He got the SEC on his resume. And whether y'all like it, don't like it, or think it's unfair or fair, it's your problem. Because at the end of the day, when you see SEC and he played against that kind of talent, they look at Will different, man. They look at Will different because he did it to them who look at it at a higher level on a bigger stage. And you also have to look at what he represents for Will is this one here. His size. His size is different. He's a big dude, man. And just like JR said, you don't have too many dudes with that size. And with his athleticism, now he ain't no speedster, but what he can do when you have a good quarterback, those back shoulders, and then in the end zone, those throw it up high, hey, you got to score. And you need weapons when you get in that red zone. You know, you need them weapons in order to get that ball in there, get that 6. So for Will did himself well. Because I will say, you know, he had some highs and lows, which you got to be honest about, and that's good. But with everything being said, and also looking at, you know, when you fourth wheel, man, third and fourth wheel is hard. When you go from number one to being the third and fourth, y'all can, and Coach Dre around players all the time, man, to tell a young man you ain't him no more, and you got to, and you eat when some scraps get off the table, that ain't an easy pill to swallow. And people like, oh, he still should be. No, it don't work like that, man. People mentals don't work like that. When you used to being the man, I tell you what, let your old lady say you ain't the man, and one of her exes is the man, and see how you feel. You're gonna be sitting there like, oh man, I can't even do it no more. That's how he felt. So with that being said, and that kind of stress, understand and then go from there. It's on you, Coach Dre.
I mean that's it. I mean you hit it on the head. Remember when Will came to UCF and he caught that deep ball and he got up and he said, y'all, I'm still him. I'm like you say, you go from being the guy at what I'm saying is when we on the football field at Vanderbilt, I'm getting the football. You know, I'm the best player on this team. Bar none, you better throw me the football. Hey, don't even look at the receiver over there. So you go from that guy to not being the guy that gets the ball like that, to know that I'm coming in here and Travis Hunter getting the ball, Jimmy Horn gonna get the ball. So I'm so proud of the way he developed because he got himself ready for the NFL, right? Because of the simple fact is you're gonna go in here and you're gonna have to go in here and battle and know you might be third or fourth wheel on this team. But you have what you can't teach. You can't teach height. You can't teach that. The measurables you can't teach. The ball tracking skills you can't teach. And I dominated in the SEC. I didn't just play in the SEC. I wasn't just on Vanderbilt team. I dominated. I came to the swamp. I got off. I went to Athens. He got off. He went down to Alabama. They beat him to death. Will Shepard went for over 150. Like you just don't do that in the SEC like that. So now you just have to put on a good show, and that's what he did at the showcase. Like Jr. said, I think when you left the Big 12 Pro Day, you probably didn't feel good. But again, you back home, you back in Colorado, you more relaxed, and you got your coach just standing up for you. See them NFL guys try to come in there and take over. prime at that 40. Hey man, hey scratch what he's saying. Hey, do this your way. Do it your way. Hey, bro, you can go and stand on over there to the sideline. I got this. And so the comfort that them guys felt, I feel good about it. I'm with JR. Denver, anybody who needs a taller receiver, end zone threat, you'll be looking at. And when you talk about 6 or 7 round, this is the thing, guys. When you in the 6 or 7 round, you still got to make the team. So free agent, only thing about the free agent, you get to pick it. But 6 or 7 rounds, you still got to make the team. So that's why I think some of these guys, when we think they gonna call these Colorado players, man. Because at the end of the day, I ain't got to guarantee you a contract, or I ain't got to guarantee you gonna make the team. You still got to make the team. But I think he did his thing. It did enough to get himself drafted that late 6th round, middle 6th round to early 7th round for me for Will Shepard.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I sure hope Buffalo pick up on Jamming, Will Shepard, either one of them. They need a wide receiver bad to go with Josh Allen, real bad. And like you saying, I was saying that yesterday, Coach Ray. If you ain't picking me the first 5 rounds, don't pick me. I want to choose where I want to go. Because if you look at the history, I'm serious, JR, you look at the history, they cut you at that 6th and 7th round. Yeah, they cut you. You don't waste all that time with that team. Man, I can be on him with Shador, or I can be with Sean Payton at Denver, who know me, or I can go where Pat Sherman and coordinator and wide receiver coach got some connection inside the building. I could have been undid all that. So I agree with you on that 100%. 5th round cut off for me if I were them. But I'm not in their shoes. Because it's going to be very important to probably all of them to hear their name called. You can't take that away. Even Travis is battling with that instead of being with Prime. He said he wanted to shake the commissioner's hand. He said he wanted to shake his hand. So, like I say, you never know. This is a once in a lifetime thing, man. You got to look at how Bucky now put their name out there. And everybody been talking about him. We've been talking about him for what? A year now? Or some of y'all been talking about him for 3 years. I mean, hey, there's a lot of pressure on him too, man. But there's another wide receiver by the name of Leonte Wester. Now, I was kind of shocked on his 40. But, bro, yeah, I'm like some of y'all. If you need a 40 just to draft me after what I done did in 2 years, I caught 108 passes where I came from. Then I came here and played with a Heisman Trophy winner. Darn near I caught 90 then. What else you want me to do? What else you want me to do? He don't caught darn near 200 passes. I didn't say one. I say 200 passes in 2 seasons. If I'm not reliable, hey, maybe I'm not for you. Leonte Wester. He didn't need it to me. He the steal of the draft to me. I don't know how y'all feel about Leonte. I think he the steal of the draft. He really didn't need this. If you just look at his history for the last 2 years, during the over 200 catches, bro, no later than 3rd round. JR?
Yeah, I mean, look, you just said it all, BWatts. We could really move on. I mean, Leonte was a made man. He was a made man coming to Colorado. Like you said, he left FAU with 100+ catches, over 1,000 yards. He got to see you play second to a Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter and still caught over 80+ passes. So, made man. He went to the NFL Combine, did great in his drills, individual and in the passing drills with the quarterbacks. A made man. So there was nothing else that he needed to show at the showcase, but maybe have the opportunity to meet with more teams. That's it. Maybe some other teams put him on the radar after what he did with the NFL Combine, and they wanted to bring him in and talk to him at the CU showcase. But he was already a made man. Leonte Wester will hear his name called during that NFL draft day. That's for sure. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm gonna preface this. People love Jimmy. People love J5, and they should, because Jimmy is an outstanding young man. But if I'm two, it ain't nothing but one. If I can't get Travis, West is the first name I'm calling to come with me. And people look like, well, what? It ain't about friends. For two, it's going to be about production. It's going to be about reliability. You know every night what you're going to get from Leonte. I know every night what I'm going to get from him. I know every night he's going to be where he's supposed to, and he's going to perform the way he needs to perform. I also know when it's time for that big catch, like in Baylor and other games, oh, he going to make them. He going to make them. And I also got him on special teams where I can hit him there. But let's go here. Wester is a leader. He led that locker room when it pertained to them receivers. He taught them young receivers. So when you're telling me as two, who would you want coming with you? And there's no knock on any of them. I'm just saying if I was two and I know I can't get Travis, it ain't number one I'm going for, Wester. Because I know he's 7'11", baby. Well, y'all, let's skip them 40s and all that nonsense. Who stopped him? If you go back and watch the tape, Wester could have had 150 catches if two would have just thrown the ball. If we be honest about it, he would have been to talk to him about a Heisman hope for every wide receiver thing. He'd have been to talk. He wouldn't have been a Heisman Trophy, because they wouldn't have done it. But as far as receiver, he'd have won every award for receivers, because if he'd had those 150 targets, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is this here. You can put it any way you want to, but I can go to you with facts. We can go and look at numbers. If you're looking at somebody you want, and that's going to be the one that's going to determine whether or not you're going to have success in your career, I'm betting on Wester. I'm betting on Wester with me. And take it this way. Jimmy's gonna go, and Jimmy will make you a superstar faster because the things that he can do with his speed, he opens up things. So I'm not saying no knock on any other Shepard or anything else. I'm just saying so you understand what I'm saying. I'm going on, if I'm two and I got to put my career on the line, I'm going with somebody that I rolled to the left and I threw the ball 50 yards and he came down with it. And every other ball I threw him. Name me two balls that Wester dropped. Name me two. Because you might have one, but name me two. And it's to you, Coach Trey.
It's pick your poison when it comes to them Florida boys. Y'all know how I feel about them guys. We do what we do. We show up and show out. Anytime you give us the opportunity, we gonna do our thing. We got it out the mud. What people fail to realize is, if you go back and listen to Western's story, is he was a preferred walk-on at FIU. He wasn't on full scholarship when he first got to FIU. He had to go get it. And what people fail to realize is that relationship with Shedeur goes back to those days. Shedeur Sanders was committed to FIU and Coach Willie Taggart before Deion Sanders got the got the Jackson State job. And Tay was one of the first guys that was like when him and Shedeur was talking, Shedeur was like, hey, yeah, man, I'm going to love to get down here and play with you. So when y'all saw the conversation that happened last year, that was just, just revisited. Tay is what you're looking for in a slot receiver. Like you say, that second day of the draft, I expect to hear his name, and I don't expect for us to go long before hearing it. You talk about a team like BWatts say, a team like a Buffalo, a team like I can see the Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams. You don't pay Geno Smith all this money, the Raiders. Y'all better be looking for a receiver. But when you just talk about a kid, like you say, what Leonte has, you can't teach. That leadership quality, everybody, coach tell y'all all the time, every dog ain't a leader, every leader ain't a dog. He born to lead a room. And he's still doing that at Colorado right now. When he got his butt back there, did y'all not hear Draylon said that Tay called me and said, what you doing? Spring break? You better break your butt back up here. Hey, Draylon didn't even finish getting his hair done. Jumped his butt on that plane and got his butt back. So he's still leading. He's still leading and giving that knowledge. He been at every practice since he been there. He supporting those guys. And like I said, I'm so proud of the Florida guys. I don't know what to do because, like I said, I know their story. I know where they come from. I'm just proud, and I'm just like I said, I'm just honestly, guys. I'm just ready for this to be over with so they can get to work. Just ready for this to be over with so they can get to work.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point, fellas. But like I say, Leonte, he's still at the draft. He should go no later than third round, at least that second day. He just good at it. He just good wide receiver. I agree with you, Steve. If I should do it, that's what I want. That's what I want going on. I would rather have all of them. Yeah. I tell Jimmy and we're gonna draft Leonte, so nobody else won't get it. But I tell Jimmy, I'll tell Will Shepard, if y'all don't hear y'all name called the 5th round, don't go. I got to.
BWatts Coach Dre hitting us with something.
Did y'all not hear Shador when they got? Did y'all not hear Shador when he said he got in that when he got in that circle? He said, "Boy, we gonna find a way to get ourselves together. We gonna find our way." Like when you blessed and you favored and you speak that thing into you can believe that they trying to find a way. He's trying to find a way for those 3 guys to get to wherever he going. And what I'm saying is, once I get Shador, I know those guys gonna want to play for me. So like I'm with you, BWatts. Hey, when I get to about 5th round and y'all ain't talking about drafting me, hey, don't worry about drafting me, man. Hey, I'm going up here with Shador. Them guys gonna offer me a free agent contract, and I know what I'm gonna do when I get out here with Shador. I know he's gonna give me the ball where I need to get it. So y'all, I believe that like I say, but them guys talking it into existence, and so I believe in those guys and the great work that they're doing.
Yeah, like I said, they got a good relationship. You can't beat that relationship. Hey, that relationship ain't fake, y'all. I'm trying to tell you now, it ain't fake about it. Them boys real, man. Them boys put up they put everything on the line for Shador. They came up there to help him, Coach Prime, and the Colorado family. Now, I know we don't talk about this guy much, like we should. He's a hiding trophy one. That's all I got to say. He's a hiding trophy one. Notice that pro day, he did not work out not one time being a defensive. Straight catches. He let you know he want to be a wide receiver. That's what he let me know. And if push comes to shove, I think he's a better wide receiver than defensive back. JR, Steve, Coach Dre.
Absolutely. Look, at this point, it's all about being strategic, right? So Travis, another made man, he don't need to do no individual drills. You got enough tape to see how amazing of a football player and athlete that I am. So now it's to set the tone to say, I can do both. I can do both. The most decorated college football player ever in college football, Travis Hunter. So he went out there raw dogging it, bare hand. You like that, Uncle Steve, huh? He went out there bare hands because he said, I want them to hear the ball hit my hands. That's a different type of mindset, man. And like I said, it's all about it being strategic now. The team that he has with him, that umbrella that he's under, and Young Money, I'm sure that was part of the plan. Hey, you're going to get out there, you're going to do these drills. And you're going to do these drills only. The wide receiver drill, that's it. That's all you need to do. It's about being strategic, man. Travis Hunter, the best athlete in this draft, bar none. And Coach Prime said it for both him and Shador. They're home run hits, man. Home run hits. So you can't miss with those players. You can't miss with a guy like Travis Hunter.
Well, especially if he's going in raw, you definitely can't miss. But let's go with this one here. Now, let's say this here. when you're talking about Hunter, you go talk about this here. You know, they must have listened to the show. Did y'all see when they said that they brought all the trophies in and just set them in? They had to be listening. Because if you go back, it's somebody who said the only thing Travis Hunter has to do is stand beside his trophies and tell him to Google me. Go back and watch the film. I ain't got to say, you know, I ain't one of those people say, I said that was me. I don't do all that. But that was me. But let's get back to this one here. All he had to do was say, hey, let's look at this. Let's look at these trophies. Do you know who won these trophies? They say, who name on them trophies? Oh, Travis. And I'll finish it with this one here. And I don't go with all that other stuff. The difference between a receiver's pay and a cornerback pay could be between $10 to $15 million a year.
Right. JR said that one.
So why in the blue heck? But no, I said a long time ago. Why would you worry about playing? No, stop. I said a long time ago. Why would you ever worry about playing defensive back when a receiver making this kind of? Because I'm about dollars. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So I'm about dollars. Why am I gonna go on there telling myself I love me some DB when the DB ain't making $35 million a year? Come on, man. That don't make no sense. They making some making 10, 12, get up to 20 if you the best. That still ain't $35 million, go up to 40. So all I'm saying is this one here. JR, you hit it. It's a money thing, and it's strategic, and it's also, it speaks for itself. He has won it all. He's done it all. He's a fantastic player. Just make him handle his business and just pay that man. It's with you, Coach.
Well, you know, my esteemed colleague up there in the left in that corner, he always come on here sometimes, and when we talking about the team, he like to say Texas and Texas this and Texas that. But y'all see what Florida produced. The greatest cornerback to ever live, and now probably the greatest college football player to ever live. They come from the state of Florida. And Shedeur Sanders' daddy, he got Florida in his blood because his daddy's from Florida. So, you know, Travis Hunter, I'm like Uncle Steve. He could have just showed up and not did nothing. Just nothing. Just, hey, I'm here. Y'all want to talk? We can talk. If y'all don't want to talk. But again, because I love my brothers and because this ain't about me, I'm going to go out here again and like y'all saying, show y'all that I'm the best pure athlete in this draft. Cornerback, DB, ain't nobody in this draft better than me, right? And so there's nothing more to be said. There's nothing he could do. There's nothing he could do to raise his stock or do, you know, what I'm doing. Worst thing I could have did was go out there and mess up my pinky toe or something. I ain't doing none of that. So I'm just gonna come out here and just represent. And again, I don't think they thought he was gonna run routes. Because if you listen to the NFL Network, they hate themselves. If you listen to them, we didn't think Travis. He was only supposed to throw 30. Only supposed to throw 60 catches. I see he throwing 67. I guess that's for Travis. Come on, bro. Travis Hunter showed up on Thursday. I mean on Wednesday. What y'all thought he showed up for? Just to come on, man. Just to kick the bobo? No, he's not doing that. So there's nothing else to say about that kid. When 10 or 15 years from now, when you go back and when they do this Heisman House commercials this year, everybody need to sit around Travis Hunter and pay homage and say, hey, he's the best kid we like, because nobody's ever did it. And I think he's the one of one. And again, JR, when you want the best athletes, you come on down here to the Sunshine State and we'll show you where it's at, baby. We appreciate you. God bless.
Well, y'all know I'm the cleanup here. Travis Hunter, I will agree with Coach Dre. He's the best college football player that ever played the game since the only one that I've seen. But just remember, JR, Coach Dre, he told you, if I never moved to Georgia, I'm going to leave it at that, Steve. I'm I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey,
See,
no doubt.
don't get caught. Hey,
I'm not gonna never argue. I'm not gonna never argue with that. But see, the one thing that I don't never like Uncle Steve, I don't never bring this up. But it's a few people in here know that I can claim both. You understand me? I can claim both. My mama from Florida, but my dad is staying all been in Georgia, so I can claim both if I wanna, But yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to leave your environment in life. Sometimes in life you have to leave your environment. He told you if I stay in Florida, I'm in trouble. I'm not who I am. I had to go somewhere and get myself together and get myself right. So I never knock anybody for doing what's best for them. I never knock anybody for doing what's best for him. So I'm like I say, I keep the Bobo, but you got to give Georgia their credit for what they help him do, because if he's in the state of Florida, we might not never know just how good Travis Hunter is. We might not know just how good Travis Hunter is.
All right. I'm still finna clean up behind him again since he interrupted. I know he said, yeah. He didn't want me to get it off. He wanted to get it off. I like him though. I like Coach Dre. Smooth with it. Just in case, Steve and JR, and especially Coach Dre, when Big Barnes get drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, yeah, you already know. Okay then. Okay. All right. Free Barnes. Yeah. Free Barnes. Hey. This next topic that I'm finna get into. Yeah. Free Barnes. Yeah. Free Barnes out there standing up in that spring practice game. Out there standing up in that game. Free Big Barnes. The sharp Cameron Simeon Craig was in the stand. They handed the ball off to Chuck. Big Barnes came in there. Whoop. Sharp sitting out there in the stand. Hey, Quinn! Barnes, I see you, boy. That camera went down the sideline. You can see the number 92 there ever doing that. Yeah, Cole Prime that's saying that. Cole Prime, he gonna Cole Prime with that what's in his mouth. Yeah, I see you, big boy. I see you. Yeah. Y'all try to run it. The Big 12, y'all try to run that ball this year on me. Yeah. All right, let's pivot. Once again, you're watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I got the best. I don't care what other platform guy. I got the best. I got Coach Dre, the legendary himself. I got Uncle Steve, the maestro, and I got some dudes out of somewhere named J.R. Box. I don't know where I got it from. But hey, he the lead out here. He'll strike out. He'll take a walk. He'll get caught stealing. And sometimes he'll hit a in the park home run. But he is JR. He my dog. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me and Coach Dre tonight. Now, spring practice on Saturday. I just want to talk about this subject right here. That offensive line is massive. Big. Notice, and I thought it was just me, but I listened to William Gardner, the Buff Stampede, 2 hours ago before we came on. And he said the same thing I said. That then ShowCase that lineup we've been seeing. They had Flapjack at that guard. They had McGill at that center. Chrysler at that guard. Now, they're going to still work on that right tackle, but from there on down, Charlie look like he can go all pro. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I know you don't hear it. Boy, he would read them hoes. Look. I'm just going out what I saw. I ain't at practice. I ain't talk about nobody. Boy, when they hand that ball to Charlie and number 7, who I kept telling you about, man, they reading them hoes like it ain't nothing, big dog. I just won't talk about the offensive line. I won't talk about nobody else. When you see the offensive line, bro, y'all got to give Garner the offensive line coach to do. You got to give him his due. JR?
Look, BWatts, I was a bit skeptical on Gunner White. let me be the first to raise my hand. I was a bit skeptical. But hey, look, after listening, I listened to a soundbite from Coach Kelvin Sampson, University of Houston Cougars head basketball coach. And he said, look, man, culture, you talking about bringing coaches in. He said, nah, man, we hire people and we grow them from within. And that made me think, I'm like, man, you know what? Look, I was kind of hard on Coach Prime, man. So Coach Prime, my apologies to you. I was hard on you, Coach Prime, when I heard the name Gunner White. But Gunner White, he making it do what he do. Along with Andre Garrard and George Hegman. So they're putting these young men on that offensive line in a better situation. CU has recruited better offensive linemen via high school recruits and in the transfer portal. So I'm expecting a massive improvement. It's yet to be seen. There's still a few guys that are hurt, still trying to get their bodies right. And we unfortunately will not be able to see them in the spring session. But I was a little bit hard on Gunner White. He doing his thing. Offensive line look a little improved. But, Coach Prime had to still bring him in and say, y'all playing a little soft. He had to do that. You saw it too, BWatts, Uncle Steve, Coach Dre, everybody saw it. But and another thing I got to leave with this. Look, Coach Dre, the show was going so well until about 52 minutes in until you had to bring up that state down there. That's all I'm going to say. We share the Gulf of Mexico together. You know what state I'm talking about. I'm not even going to say it. Show was going great, BWatts. 52 minutes in, Coach Dre had to bring up some state. That's all I'm going to say. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
Hold on, Steve, before you go. Let me get this out. Appreciate you, Lawrence, for the $9.99. Another winner is Mama T. We announced that during the first part of the show. If I'm the Big 12, I asked Coach Prime for permission to allow her to run the Big 12 Pro Day. The difference between CU ShowCase and Big 12, night and day. Coach Dre, good luck to your kid. All right? Appreciate that super chat, Big Dog. Appreciate you, Lawrence. Go ahead, Steve.
Let's go this direction. Good job with that one, JR. Let's go this direction. With the offensive line, they're work in progress. They're men at work. I'm not celebrating anything with the offensive line right now because they're just now getting started. They're in a good position. I will say that. They're bigger. They're stronger. They're more aggressive in ways when you look at them. The thing you will say is this one here. If the running back looks good, the running backs look good because it's holes. If you got a hole, we all know what to do with that. We hit it. If you see a hole, hit it. Hit it. Don't do what JR don't go wrong, but do what you got to do. But with that being said, let's go here. It's over some people's head, but you'll get it one day. Let's go this here. Let's go this here with the offensive line. I'm not celebrating the offensive line at any time until we get to see the decision making. Let's get to see, is McGill going to be the starting center or are we going to have someone else? I want the best players on that field. I don't want the best story. I want the best players. That means if McGill is busting heads and the offensive line is more physical with him and that ball moves with him, he needs to be out there. I want to see that happen. I want to see people in the right positions. Something I will say is this one here to Coach Dre and to JR. When those young kids come out and start, if I hear any young kid on that offensive line complain, I'm going to give them some tissue because I'm going to tell you, you ain't got no excuse. You guys are getting more reps than anybody. With all of these injuries, all you got to do is stay healthy. You're getting reps. So if you're getting reps, you got tape. And if you got tapes, you're going to have opportunities. And with those opportunities, you need to take advantage of it. And I think Owens, that's what Owens is doing. Owens is getting an opportunity. If you look at last year, he got opportunities. Look at Cash. Cash got opportunities, and they took advantage of it. So all I'm saying for the offensive line is this one here. I'm tired of hearing about all that potential, blah, blah, blah. You had a freshman come in last year and took two freshmen and took over. 2 freshmen took over. You had all those other offensive linemen with seniors and everything else did not perform to the level of 2 freshmen. So I'm not hearing anything because it don't tell me about no coaching because they got the same coaching everybody else got. It's time to perform. And once they do that, we're going to praise them and give them kudos, but not until the end. They're a work in progress, and I look forward to good things from them. It's to you, Coach Dre.
Coach Dre, before you go, Coach Dre, understand what I'm saying now. I want you to understand. It seems like they didn't understand what I'm saying. As a staff, they look good in practice.
No doubt, no doubt. I get what you're saying. I see a few comments. It's only 2 kids right now that's pinned in as starters. When we leave this spring game, it's gonna be 2 kids pinned in. Zy Chrysler, Jordan C. Every other spot, we gonna have some guys penciled in. Okay. What I saw yesterday is McGill is a guy. Cash didn't practice, but understand that McGill can play guard, right? Yaya looks good at center. You got to give him kudos. The big kid that we got out the portal from Texas A&M, he hasn't practiced at all.
Right.
The 2 young freshmen, they looked okay. They look good. Gooden and the other guy, they both look good. So Coach told you we was undersized. Soft, I don't think we were soft. Rock wouldn't have did what he did yesterday last year. He wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have headbutted nobody like that last year. He wouldn't have done that. So it's some aggression going on. It's some stuff turning in his head, in his mind. Hey, French a different kind of beast. I don't know what they putting in the water in Memphis, Tennessee. But that kid does. Hey, I don't know what they put in the water in Memphis, Tennessee. But boy, that kid different.
Yeah. He don't play.
What Coach Prime was telling you, this is what I want y'all to understand. Coach Prime wasn't calling them guys soft. What he was telling them was, there's no way that no linebacker over here that had nothing to do with the incident that was going on gonna come over here and haul off and hit my guy, and somebody just don't haul off and slam him on his neck and just tell him, hey, man, what did you do? This between the big guys. You sit your little butt down over here. So it wasn't about them being soft. It was about, hey, y'all let him know, hey, y'all, you ain't doing that to us. Hey, that was between Tyler Brown and I don't know what defensive player that was, but whoever that was. Again, I'm like everybody else. I'm happy with what I see as a group. JR, again, we appreciate your apologies for doubting us and Gunner White, because we just know what it is. You know, we know what it is. We know, like I say, somebody got, what I'm telling you is, so if Gunner White would have went somewhere else to SEC school or somewhere and dominated, we'd have looked like real fools. Let them get out of there. We'd have looked like real fools. Mm-hmm. Deion Sanders built that kid up. He watched him grow. He's been under every offensive coordinator that they've had. And so now it was his time. You go out and get him some great help with George Hagelman, and then you bring back a CU legend that's going to help with recruiting, and he's played in the NFL. He was an all-pro. So we're going to see a better offensive line. But again, I don't care what we look like. I like what we're doing. It's only 2 kids when we leave this spring that's going to be pinned. They're going to have their name penciled in a spot. That's Seton Express and Zy Chrysler. Every other position still going to be up for grabs until the fall. Carry on.
Yeah. Our gentleman said, BWatts, I don't think JR is a real CU fan. Hell, I've been trying to tell y'all that. We just trying to clean them up. That's all. Yeah, we've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tell you that. But going back to that incident, now, I told y'all, Miss Phyllis, I told y'all, Miss Williams, I told y'all when I did that special on the linebacker room, Cray is really Cray. He getting off a detail bus. I seen guys like that. I told you. And I understand where Coach Prime coming from. Coach Prime, if you tune in or if you watch later, I understand where you're coming from. But you got to remember the way I looked at it. He saw Tyler Brown headbutted to Kiefer Thomas, who is on his defensive side, and he came to his rescue. He did what he only know how to do. That's out there slinging them bowls. He reacted. And that's, you really want to see that from, as you don't want to see it on your own team, but if somebody do you like that, but you got to know the game situation, and I'm sure they're gonna talk to him and gonna get that straight from him, because I think at the end he's still gonna be on that field. He different. He different now. I'm trying to tell you, he different. Call him Cray for a reason. But the message that Coach Prime gave the team, he letting you know we're gonna be a physical upfront team, and that's what he's trying to build. And you heard Yo-Yo. Yeah. Okay, just in case you ain't here you go.
Offensive line, come here. Let me tell you what's going on, Rob. If I ever see a linebacker hit one of y'all and punch one of y'all and y'all don't kill this dude, we gonna have a problem. Because first of all, you the strongest cat right here. I want you to get your get back, and I'm not gonna stop it. Y'all ain't taking no whoopings. Nowhere. Not one of y'all are taking no whoopings. Do y'all understand that?
Sure.
We give whoopings. We ain't taking no whoopings. Y'all got that?
Sure.
So the next time that happens,
who beat his ass,
all y'all better jump and you better finish it. You understand? Let's go.
Let's see now.
Hey, BWatts, let me throw, BWatts, let me throw this at you. Why didn't you think that Coach Prime didn't say nothing to that defensive player? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that defensive player,
nothing to say.
And that's my point. He was standing on business. He was See, Coach Prime is so brilliant because he knew I don't need to say nothing to the defensive player because he did what I wanted him to do. If one of your players get hit like that, you gonna go and you gonna defend. His problem was with the offense. You sit there and let this dude come up to you and you weighing 300 and some pounds, all of y'all weighing 300 pounds, and they slap and they putting their feet on your kitchen table with mud on their shoes. Where they do that at? They only do that at one person's house, and he in the right corner. But that's another story. You don't do that. You don't do that. Don't do it. JR don't even allow that. JR don't let nobody put no mud on his kitchen table. Now you can do it. You can do it on his living room table, but you can't do it on the kitchen table. Now don't do it. So Coach Prime know what he's doing, and he's doing it for a purpose. Back to you, BWatts.
All right, give me your take on the JR, and then Coach Ray on the video I just played.
Look, I already said it. Look, man, Coach Prime had to bring him in and let them know, look, you're a tone setter for the team. Just as the defensive line, they're tone setters for the team. They're tone setters. You gonna set the tone. We ain't going for that punk stuff. We been through this incident last year, but you got a new group of guys. You got to bring them in. You got to reiterate what we gonna do. Because this didn't happen before, but you got a new group of guys. It's new faces around there. We need to reiterate what we about. We gonna stand on business. That's all it's about.
Yes, I love people that. Yeah, Coach Ryan, you stole the thing too. And Andre Wise.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and this is what it's about. And I think I told this story before. My son is an offensive lineman, so he was a freshman. He was in his freshman year. We in spring ball, and they out there, and we in inside run drill, and most of his best friends on defense. And so the big kid, if y'all seen the picture, BWatts, the big kid number 72, he takes one of his friends he takes him to the woodshed. And so he upset. So when he gets up, he fires he throws a shot at the young kid. And so the other defensive lineman did exactly what Fritz did. He threw a shot. Well, out of nowhere comes David, and David knocks both of them out of the way And anybody, and so it became a whole brawl. But at the end of the day, David standing in the middle, just knocking kids back and forth, right? At the end of practice, the head coach makes Davis, and y'all wonder why y'all think I gave him the name the mob boss. Our head coach said, "Hey, that's the mob boss right there." But the reason and we let him fight for about a good minute or second or so. But it was when he got in the car with me on the way home, he said, "Daddy," I mean, these was his friends. I mean, I'm talking about they've been playing with me since they've been 8 years old. David opened the one day house right now. I mean, this is who he rolled with. He said, "Daddy, I gotta go to war with this kid every Friday night. And when he come out here with me, he gotta know that when we out here in these trenches, I got his back." And from that day forward, nobody else bothered that kid. Because they knew, hey, if I hit him, David gonna hit me. And so that's what he was replying for the defensive line is, all I want one of y'all to do is just slam him on his neck. And like you say, David held the other kid down and let the other kid come and make sure he dropped the elbow on him real hard. So, hey, boom, hit him. So it's just about, you have to have a certain type of relationship on that offensive line. You got to know that you got each other back. And that's what it's about. Just point blank period. That's what it's about. I got to know you got my back. Because ain't nobody else down here helping us. This is a want-to business. I keep telling y'all, offensive line is a want-to business. This ain't no pretty, this ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't built for this. This a want-to business. And if you don't want this, you might want to go somewhere else, because this is a want-to business.
Yeah, playing them trenches, boy. You gotta want to play down in them, boy. They get nasty down in them, man. But I got about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna let y'all go. Check this out, though, JR, Uncle Steve. I'm gonna shift to the defensive side. There's one player. I just want to talk about this one player. I don't want to talk about nobody else. This one player, even though I want to talk about Barnes, I done did that. I'm gonna talk about that player. This player right here, number 49. He don't got big, he don't got fast, and he don't got physical on that defense side of the ball. Now, I ain't saying he's gonna start, but the plays I see him making, boy, he out there doing it on that defense side of the ball. That's 49 Wiggins. What have you seen from Wiggins that have impressed y'all so far?
What I've seen from Wiggins is the ability to take advantage of the additional playing time he's getting. I mean, the same opportunities was there last year for Wiggins, but it just seemed like he couldn't put it all together. And I'm gonna just give you a quick background on Wiggins. Wiggins didn't start playing organized football until I believe his junior year in the state of Louisiana. So he was already behind a power curve. Just big kid, 6'6", 250 plus pounds, a big kid. So the scholarship to LSU, that offered itself. Look, we'll get him in, we'll train him up, we'll teach him up. But you got to understand, he was behind the power curve when it came to just playing football. So he had to learn how to develop, learn how to utilize his aggression in certain ways. He took that tutelage last year from Coach Sapp and Coach D. Lou. Look at him now. He's a player. That's one of the first players you want, him, Jordan Seaton, them type of guys you want to get off the bus first. Especially when I played like high school ball, like guys like that, they walked in the gym first. You're like, damn, we might be in for a long night playing against these guys. That's the type of build and measurable stature that he has. Now it just seems like he's putting it all together now. And I like that for him. So take advantage of your moments, Wiggins. And I hope to see you on the field a lot this year. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
Well, JR, thank you for starting the painting and you starting the foundation of it. I appreciate that, giving people some background. But let's go this here. I always give that Mississippi boy some credit. Dancy was his coach last time I checked. It was that boy from Mississippi. It was that old Mississippi. I'm from that old MISSI, SSI, PPI. That's what we say, that crooked letter, humpback, I. But let's get Dancy some credit because Dancy did do that. Let's go even farther from this one here. The reliability of this young man and then the integrity of Wiggins. Wiggins could have left because you can look at it. Wiggins wasn't getting no playing time. You know, he wasn't getting a lot of playing time. And the loyalty, that young man told Coach Prime, sir, I will never leave you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Boy, that's something we tell our Lord and Savior. You say, whoa, we'll never leave. He'll never leave nor forsake. Boy, you better ask somebody, Rab. That's what he'll tell us. But getting back to Wiggins, let's say this one here. Wiggins got something that if you watch people, watch a young dude. Boy, the young man just coming in high school. Never had a girl in his life. He's just coming up there. They say he's a nice kid, but, you know, ain't had no girlfriends or nothing. And then all of a sudden, this little girl, pretty little girl, give him a kiss on his cheek and tell me, you cute. Man, you're going to see that young kid turn around. Now he got a little swag, his leg dragging a little bit. You know, he's feeling himself. That's called confidence. He gets his confidence. He understands, oh, I do look good. Oh, okay. Now he got two girls. Talking about he cute. And it goes from there. That's the same thing with Wiggins. Wiggins is getting comfortable. Wiggins is starting to feel his royal oats on the football field is what you're saying. Because the more you teaching him, the more he's going to get confident. And the more he's going to get confident, because he got the body. If you look at him, he's NFL body. You can say whatever you want to. He has the NFL body. Now you're getting his confidence and body to go together. And when you get those two things to come together and he's already loyal to the program, man, can you imagine this guy's your third and fourth option on your team? All I tell people is this one here, Coach Dre. I see him moving up. I see it. You better not get injured. I tell those people on those edges, you better not get injured. Because if you get injured and you give a big beast like that an opportunity, you might not ever see the field again until it's your next year. It's to you, Coach Dre.
Now this for all the people in the back who said Colorado don't develop football players. All Prime do is go get the Porter kids and he don't coach up nothing. Well, Wiggins showed y'all what being at Colorado will do for you. Being in this system will do for you. Unc hit it on the head. You got to give Dancy and Coach D. Lewis a lot of credit. But I think this guy he's turning the screws a little tighter. Uncle Steve also said some real stuff. Hey, Sammy Sachs. Hey, Keaton Wade. Y'all better, hey, boy. Hey, listen, boy. Y'all better get up off that training table. Hey, I love you. I want you to play, Wade. You my guy. Boy, listen. But if y'all keep letting this kid go out here and do this, okay. Oh, all right. You only time you can't take the kid off the football field. The way he has developed, the way he has played, and again, guys, y'all think this? 3 years ago I told y'all think this rocket science. Everything that we've always talked about, loyalty, character, respect, doing the right things, doing the little things, and it'll pay off. When you talk about that, you should put Quincy Wiggins' name right beside it. This ain't nothing new. And like he said, he could have left. Those coaches were the guys that were there last year. Them ain't the guys that recruited him. Coach Nick recruited him to come to Colorado. And that's what everybody was saying. I remember, he going to Syracuse with Coach Nick because Coach Nick recruited him. No, he stayed true to what the drive and what the goal is. He answered his question of why. Hey, Wade, I love you. Sammy Sachs, I love you. But boy, I'm telling you, boy, y'all better get healthy. And when y'all come back, y'all better be killing them offensive tackles. Because if y'all not, I tell you what, come whatever game that is, Wiggins gonna be out there on the first team. Y'all will be coming in on the rotation.
Hey, I tell him yesterday, boy, that boy looking good every practice. He be looking good. I got 2 more players I want to get off before I let y'all go. I got to do it in 6 minutes. Just remember that when y'all get a take. All right, check this out. That's another player. There's 2 more players I've been noticing, and this one right here. Get caught in your feelings. That number 7 running that football, y'all. Jalen Hayden. He bigger. He faster. Reading the holes. He catching the ball out the backfield. I'm just going by what I see on tape. JR.
Y'all know I hate to do this. I hate to give BWatts his credit, but I did it. When we a minute and 25 in, I'm gonna give BWatts his credit. Dallin Hayden is showing up on the film. He looking good. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
He looked good last year until he got that high ankle sprain. But with that being said, I would go this here with Dallin Hayden. Every running back in that room, let me go again, even Charlie, every running back in that room can be successful when you opening up holes like they're going to open up this year. So with that being said, congrats to Dallin. He better not rest on his laurels. He better stay healthy, because as soon as one little thing happened, whomever is behind him, they going to show out, and they plan on not giving him that room back. So Dallin, you better hold on to it. It's hard to keep. It's hard to hold on to it now. It's to you, Coach Dre.
Yeah, I'm this the one thing I used to take up for JR. So me and JR both in the same boat. Bruh, we gonna probably owe BWatts a steak dinner after a while. I ain't gonna. We'll talk about it whenever it is. But yeah, seven doing this thing right now. But like Unc say, don't rest on your morals, because 29 sure look good getting back there, and we saw a lot of two-back sets lately. Been seeing a lot of two-back sets lately, so we know everybody gonna get the opportunity. But right now, we got to give it to our host BWatts. His guy 7 gonna probably be the guy, coming out of the spring. I'm not gonna say he gonna start come Georgia Tech, but coming out of the spring, we're gonna have to go with 7. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
All right, like I say, every show y'all gonna end up doing, you're gonna have to say that same thing. You might as well go clip that bar call. I'm giving you the facts. Every position that I call is gonna be the truth when the Georgia Tech comes. This last person, Reginald Hughes, number 50, boy, you look good. JB, 42, linebacker, boy, you look good. I had gave up on you, JB, but you're standing up in the paint. But there is one more. His number is 41. When he hit you, from the last couple videos I done seen, y'all, your ass go completely down to the ground. Ain't no gain, no 1 or 2 yards. When he hit, he stopped you in your track. 41, Salter, boy, you're balling. Now, I don't know what Coach Hart going to decide. And I got to get a shout out to Webster while I'm on this tape. But I want to talk about 41. Shout out to Webster. 2 times on the goal line. He came up. Clack, clack. Coach Hart ran down the sideline. But that's what I'm talking about. Boy, that's what I'm talking about. Stand up in that paint, Webster. Stand up, boy. But 41 JR is a bad dude. And he ain't no little dude either.
And look, he the little big salt. Look, the little big salt. I mean, Uncle Steve said them medical tents go up 41. 41 out there, them medical tents gonna go up, man. He playing hell of a ball, spring ball, man. And not only can he hit, shit, he was out there in coverage too, got himself an interception. So great player, great pickup, little big salt. That's what I'm calling him, little big salt, y'all. It's to you, Uncle Steve.
What I love is this one here. People always talking about, oh, they gave him a scholarship because of his brother. No, that dude talented. That young man talented. And let's go this one here. And I'll tell the other ones this here. They better look at his size and those other linebackers and realize that weight room makes a difference. Because when you look at his size and you look at Wester's size, it's a difference, man. And it's a difference why when he hits you, that tent can come up. Wester, I love his game. He's always in the right place. I just want him to get a little bigger. He needs to take this time, get a little bigger, and he's going to be fantastic. But it's going to be hard to keep people like Salt and them off the field because whether it's special teams or that linebacker, when you hit like he hit, you got to find a way to get that man on that field, third downs especially. Because when we hit somebody, we want them to go down and keep it moving. It's to you, Coach Dre.
BWatts, you might be bringing the salt shake out for the wrong brother. 41, the real deal. 41, the real deal. 41, the real deal. Hey, I hear everybody hollering about we need to go in the port and get us some linebackers. I don't know what for. If you coming in here right now, 42, 41, 25, and 50, hey, they playing. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If we can get 37 to calm down a little bit and get his mind right, what you coming here for?
Yeah.
Hey, I hear everybody hollering about you need a linebacker. Hey, but BWatts, oh, you got that salt shake over there somewhere. You need to go in and throw a little salt on there today because 41 the real deal. 41 the real deal. Ain't no ifs, ands. Two interceptions yesterday. Throw that salt. Hey, same way you be doing it for the brother. I need some of that salt.
Yeah. That salt shaking.
41 as well.
Yeah. I like that, Coach Dre. I ain't gonna mess with that. You got an eye on them. Hey, you got that. That was a good one. But don't get this shit twisted now. That salt is for that quarterback. Can't stop. Don't get this. I'm gonna give you. I like what you did. Well, I tip my hat out to you, sir. You got an eye on that. You been hanging around. Steve, I ain't bringing you up on Sunday no more. You don't rub down on Coach Dre. Yeah, that was a good one, that big dog. That was a good dog. Hey, I agree with you, Coach Dre. I agree with you 100%. Hey, the guy is showing up and every opportunity they give, because I had him on the 3rd or the 4th. Now that boy out there running with the 2. And he out there doing this thing. I need to sneak this in before I let y'all go. Steve, JR, Coach Dre. Number 17 is him. I don't care what nobody say. He's him. He him. I know they got some good ones. I ain't knocking Omarion Miller. I ain't knocking Draylon. I'm just telling y'all about 17. The way he come back to the ball, just check, slow it down, and watch how he come back to the ball and grab out of the air with his hand. Not his body, his hand. 17 is him. And we're going to end it on this. Go ahead, JR.
Look, I appreciate the time as always. BWatts, look, 1:30 into the show, and Coach Dre was praising that Texas boy. Salt, little big salt. That's all I got to say about that. It's out there, Coach Dre. You praise him for it when we know he the truth. That's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say. And BWatts, I appreciate you for keeping Texas at the end. I like how you did that. See, BWatts looking out for me, y'all. But that young man, number 17, he's from that state on the other side of the Gulf. He's a smooth operator. That young man is smooth. He's a smooth operator. I like him, and he just looked like a football player too. But he from that state over there. But it's to you, Uncle Steve.
Let's go here, BWatts. Coach Prime says he loves that young man because of what he does and how he carries himself. Let's go with the receiver coach. I have never heard him say, every time this player gets on the field, he gets better. When you hear a receivers coach at Phillips left, when Phillips say it, it's different. Phillips ain't no little rah-rah kind of coach. He tell it like it is. He said every time this young man gets on the field, he gets better. Coach Prime got the highest praise for this young man, talking about how much he loves and respects him. I ain't gonna say he is him. I'm gonna say he's working on to be the best version of himself he can be. And that's the greatest compliment you can give somebody. Because all that, it ain't number one him. Because once you say it's a him, everybody else after that is the best himself he can be, if you will. So I'm gonna say that for the man. He's on his way. He needs to get the production because Travis is him. And we gonna say that. And my father is him. In the earth, you know, you got earth and then you got heaven, that kind of thing. So with that being said, I'm gonna kick it to Coach Dre because Coach Dre know how to close us out. Because that man over there in Georgia, he'll keep us going like they do in church. He'll tell you close the door because he want to go some more. But we gonna close this out. You ain't getting no $40,000 from me tonight. It's to you, Coach Dre.
Hold on before you go, Coach Dre. Once again, hold on before you go, Coach Dre. Once again, to the chat, to everybody, even though if you don't participate in the chat, I ain't gotta wait. I ain't kicking no can down the road. I ain't hedging my bet. When I tell you 17 is him, he's him. End of discussion. He's him.
I mean, the kid, I think he was the second kid to ever get the all great jersey. So that tells you a lot about what the awareness of Coach Deion Sanders. I think he went back and looked at it and said, hey, I got to do him just like I did Travis. So what we're going to do this spring, like Travis did his first spring, we just going to worry about offense. We just going to get you over here on offense, solidify yourself on offense, and if we need to use you on defense, we will. If we don't, then we won't. But we want you to solidify yourself over here on the offensive side of the ball, and he's done nothing but do that. When the offense goes out there, 17 will be on the football field. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. That's no knock to nobody else in the receiver room. But 17 will be on the field, and you can't deny him. He catching the ball. He can get off. He can get off the line of scrimmage. He can, and he gonna make the first man miss. The first man ain't gonna tackle him, and he got enough speed. He got enough speed to get to where he needs to go. So you gotta feel good about what he's done. And again, he another kid who waited his time. He didn't rush it. He waiting on his moment. He seizing his moment, and now it's my time. And I think a lot of us do that in life. Y'all be trying to rush your moment. Wait on it. It might not be right now. It might not be right now. This might not be your season. You might just be getting seasoned for it to be your season. I'll say that again. You might be getting seasoned for it to be your season. And so you have to wait sometime. Him and Wiggins, those are two kids that waited, got themselves seasoned up real well, and now we're seeing them out there cooking real good. And so you got to be pleased with Isaiah Hodge and what he's done and the way he's doing this thing. Go ahead, B.
All right. Appreciate that, fellas. Tonight, I want to say special thanks to J.R. Boston and my dog, Uncle Steve, man. I know y'all got families, but y'all take out the time to come on here and rock with me for an hour and a half on Sunday nights. And I just want to let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all, you know. Can't put no money on the value, how much I value each one of you and your take, especially Coach Drake. Also, y'all don't have to do this, but I'm glad to have y'all a part of the family and part of my broadcast. Like I said, I think it's one of the best shows you can get for an individual talking about Colorado football team. I'm not saying that we are better than anybody else. I'm just saying I think this one of the best talent. They're gonna be honest with you, and I think we represent well. Like I told Bucky, I think we should be the post game show. I'll tell you that we should be the post game show for Colorado this year. He said he would. We're gonna see. So I just think, along with Coach Dre, Uncle Steve, JR Boxing, y'all don't need me. I think I'm just being honest. When I know it's a good show, I sit down and watch it again. And every time we together, I study the show. I look at your good points, not so good. That not so good is JR point, really. But rest of y'all all right. Hey, you know, I just think y'all good at what y'all do, man. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. And everybody in the chat that come on and listen to me every day, I just want y'all to know how much I appreciate y'all too. And I seen some new people in over there on LinkedIn. I appreciate y'all for hopping over here too. It's a small channel that's trying to continue to grow it. I ain't going nowhere. JR, here's your last word. You want to follow Steve? Then we let Coach Dre take us out.
Man, it's always a pleasure, BWatts. Again, thank you for the invite, Coach Dre. Thank you for the invite to the Sunday service with BWatts Sports Talk tonight. And Uncle Steve, it's always good chopping it up with y'all, man. And everybody in the chat, hey, I appreciate the love, appreciate the banter back and forth, man. It's all good. It's all fun. I love it, man. So salute to you, BWatts, Uncle Steve, Coach Dre. And hey, I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, BWatts Sports Talks with BWatts proudly presents the greatest podcast show in the world. And we're featuring JR Boxing, my main man, Coach Dre, yours truly, Unc, and the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, Bernard Watts. And if you don't like that, I got 2 words for you. Keep watching. And it's to you, Coach Dre.
As always, man, we appreciate y'all coming out. We appreciate y'all giving us y'all time. Y'all could be anywhere in the world. Y'all could be anywhere in the world on Sunday night. I know you're getting ready to go to work. I know you got to get your children ready for school. But you come by here and you let us bless you. Again, I told you I'm just a nobody. I'm just a nobody trying to bless somebody. It happened uniquely. And so when stuff like this happen organically, it ain't nothing forced. BWatts has never forced us to be together. He ain't never forced us to none of that. It's just always been organic. And like I told y'all boys, any Sunday y'all want to be up here with me, hey, listen, I ain't never too big to share the floor with nobody. Cause like I told you, I ain't a content creator. I'm just an old football coach from Gainesville, Florida, trying to make sure that these young men make a difference in the world. And I ain't just talking about in football. I'm talking about in life in general. I want y'all to be blessed this week. Pray a little more than you've been praying. As I always tell you, forgive somebody. God forgave us, so why can't you forgive them? And as I always tell you, if I send no ships out, no ships will come in. And if there's no contest, nobody can win. Games can't be won if they haven't been played, and prayers can't be answered if they haven't been prayed. I am your man, Coach Drake. That is my brother, BWatts. That is my brother, JR Boxer, and the only uncle I know, Steve. We appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
Shepard, full extension for his first Colorado touchdown.
So if you think about just how C.J. Stroud threw the ball with cleats in the ground, very fundamentally sound, you see a lot of those same attributes from Shedeur. Here's some of the pocket movement. He had a lot of practice with this, took a ton of sacks. A lot of that because of what was in front of him, but still areas you can see continuing to improve in his game as he goes forward. Toughness, stand.
give us 5. Give us 5. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on down here.
BJ Green, we go way back. BJ Green played for me for the Truth. I think when he was 5 and 6 years old and 7 and 8 or something like that. Then he moved to Atlanta and played for our Truth teams there. I've been knowing this family and this young man for quite some time. He's a dog. He was a dog for day one. We used to call him Shoes Untied. Never tied his shoes, but he didn't care because he was on a mission to seek and destroy. Tremendous athlete, tremendous amount of intelligence, has a motor, and this guy can play the game. Jimmy Horn Jr. God, I love this young man to life. I feel like he's one of my own kids, man. Fast, quick. After his second step, he's at full speed, can catch, can get vertical, ain't scared of that smoke, ain't scared of that fire. He could block, he could give it to you on special teams, complete package, and he can route you up. You would be a fool not to call his name during the draft.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
Today's bus coming, you on the way.
Who else wants some? They said my D-line didn't exist. Bullshit.
Hey Buff family, this
the better you get. The more you play, the better you get. Your technique is improving every single day. I like that about you.
This elbow causes most fumbles because as you get tired, it gets lower, and there's only one way to make sure this elbow never go up. You know how? Because physically it can't happen. If you put your thumb in your chest, that elbow will always be up. That quarterback's in here and you're going this way, that's going to keep you from getting the quarterback. Those feet will never get.
The key to the success as a coach, I'm saying as a strength coach, and I'm watching them work, they self-policed. They made sure everybody did their reps. The best players was my hardest workers. My best players was my hardest workers. My best players was the hardest workers. So the guys that we count on, you can count on them from the weight room, from conditioning. They always out front, and they the toughest. Yo.
5 man. Go. Get used to the drill setup, right? It used to be back 5 and then jump up. Slant and under. There it is. Take a nice 45.